Chaz Smith, Barrel or Not, presented by Buell, buellsurf.com.
Getting chilly in the water. Can't wait to pull on my Buell.
I have a feeling this first one is going to fall in line with our Tools to Live By segment, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. Barrel or Not, watching TV to fall asleep.
Ooh, it's no barrel to watch it to fall asleep. If you need TV to fall asleep, you're doing something wrong, right? Like go take a lap around the house or unplug from that thing. Watching TV before sleep, though, is one of life's great pleasures.
Okay. Watching TV in bed, then.
Yeah.
Because
great pleasure. Barrel.
I'm going against it. I'm going, this is no barrel.
I know there's the people who'd get the TV out of the room. You'll have more intimacy. Things will be better. No. TV before bed, sitting down. It's like, I like TV. And I'm not talking about junk here, David Lee Scales, because guess what? We live in the future where there's no such thing as junk anymore. I mean, there's a lot of junk, but we don't have to watch it. You and I, there is so much content. We can go pick something A+ every single night. It can be a series. It can be a foreign film. It can be a new film, but it can all be quality. Watching right now? What are you watching right now?
I'll tell you what we just finished last night that was surprisingly good. Bones and All, the Timothy Chalamet movie.
Ooh, okay. Bones and All.
Yeah, new Timothy Chalamet movie. It's on Amazon Prime. Luca, what's that filmmaker's name that made Call Me By Your Name?
Dubrovnik. Luca something.
Luca Guadagnino or something, some Italian. Anyways, that's what I just watched, and it's excellent.
I honestly don't see how Call Me By Your Name isn't burned in public squares all the time. I can't believe that it's still even ever playing anywhere.
And it's revered.
It's like a fully fine movie about Armie Hammer, who's now entirely canceled, having basically a pedophile, like, grooming and seducing a young boy, essentially, who looks a lot younger on film. That, like, Timothy Chalamet in that movie looks about 12. And so you have a clearly old dude grooming and having a sexual relationship with a 12-year-old boy. And everybody's like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful love story.
And even his dad, in the movie, Timothy Chalamet has this moment with his dad towards the end where his dad's co-signing it.
Yeah. No,
his dad's kind of like, hey, man, when you're in love, their age is no factor. Like, you embrace it. You know, it's a rarity in life.
It is an insanely pedo-friendly movie.
It is.
With a starring a man who's canceled. And still people like, that movie, though, it spoke to me.
Yeah. Anyways, what are you watching? Were you going to say something that you were into right now?
Yeah, I'm watching One Piece on Netflix, which is shockingly fun. It's me and the kid are watching it. And yeah, which she knew about it and was annoyed and didn't want to watch it at the start. But now we're both so involved that it's possible to pull the plug. But yeah, One Piece was a Japanese pirate manga, comic book thing that I think they turned into something. And now it's this, I think they turned it into a cartoon. And now it's this live action. So it's Japanese manga pirates.
Interesting.
Yeah, good.
I have not been fed that.
Good stuff. Exactly.
Well, I'm going no barrel on... The original one was falling asleep while watching something.
No barrel on that.
That's definite no barrel because it is a stimulant no matter how you put it. And I know people are like, I know, but my brain's running and I need to stop. This like distracts me from my own brain. Or get over it. Like, get past your brain is running full speed and learn how to deal with that. Learn how to slow your brain down because adding a stimulant is never going to give you the fullest night of sleep.
Yep.
And sleep is among the most important things after drinkag1.com/surf.
Oh, man, I can't sleep sometimes, so I just, like, rack rails of cocaine on the counter and just take it down.
The people that make that argument, 10 years later, they're still complaining about not having slept well. You know what I mean? And it's like, so it's only a Band-Aid to get you through till tomorrow morning. It's not actually helping you live your life.
Exactly.
So,
but I'm barrel, though. I am barrel for TV in bed.
Okay, I'm going no TV in the bedroom, full stop. Enjoy your TV before bed, but do that in the living room.
Do it. That's laying, lounging.
Okay. All right, moving.
Supplying.
Agree to disagree. Moving on. Number 2, this comes from a listener, barrel or not. Oh, and by the way, this is one that's come in more than any other. And I've never actually included it, I don't think, because I don't see this very often, but maybe you do, and maybe it's an Australian thing more than it is an American thing. I'm not sure. But anyways,
Let's see.
barrel or not for you, if this hasn't already been asked. Driving around with your wetsuit hanging off the side mirror.
We've done this.
Oh, we have? Okay.
We barrel or not this, and if I recall, I think it was a tepid barrel. I think I was all in fact. I think I was like, let your I just went surfing flag fly. I'm down with it. I think that, I don't know what I said the first time, but this time, I see this all the time around here. All
Do
the time.
you? I never
all
see
the time.
this.
All the time. I think it's like you're like living in right next to the beach thing, because then you're seeing people. You wouldn't ever do this going up the 5, right?
No.
Like, you're not going to do this for a long distance. This is going to be, I'm going 4 blocks away, blah, blah, blah. But I'm all about it. I'm like, yeah, man, you went surfing. Let me know about it. I'm in.
So not only do I not see it, but I think that there's a real practical concern here too, which is just if you have an old van, let's say, that has like those steel bars that the mirror is attached to, it's going to rust those bars. If you have a modern car that has actual mechanics inside of the contraption, the side view mirror, it's going to potentially malfunction those mechanics because it's wet.
So here's what I say to that. I think this is something, again, that only happens right for those people who live on the beach, and those people's cars are already rusty and their mechanics are already shot. Like, there is no way to keep sea air out of all your things.
Is there a way to keep sea water out of them and not putting your wetsuit on it? I'm like, look, if your argument is I don't want to get the environs of my car wet inside, then you're an idiot and you shouldn't be surfing. Like, a part of surfing and having a wetsuit is the wetsuit goes in your car. Get a plastic bin. Like, there are certain solutions. Hanging it on your side view mirror serves no purpose.
I would love for somebody to call in and tell me the purpose, because as far as I can tell, the only purpose is to advertise that you went surfing. It is a straight vanity thing, which I'm all down for. Like, show me.
That's totally
because I'll see people doing it in Toyota Tacomas, so they rip to begin with. But also, they have a bed of their truck. Toss that thing in your bed. No, because then nobody sees it. They are letting their I just went surfing freak flag fly.
Well, the other thing is, I know the obvious argument is, no, you hang it on the side to let it dry. But my argument is, if you're only doing it because you live within 5 minutes of the beach, that's not long enough to let it dry anyway.
Precisely.
Yeah,
Precisely.
no. So nullify.
There's no practicality other than look at me, barrel.
Okay, I'm going no. All right, final barrel or not. Also comes from a listener. Hey boys, I sat down to pee today. I'm embarrassed for myself. It involves a lot of variables at this age. I'm 52. But barrel or not, as a male, sitting down to go number 1.
100% barrel, stand-up tube. Particularly, I will say, if you live in any kind of mixed company. So the people who should stand up and pee, and should really, for that matter, put a urinal probably in their house, are gay men, or a man who never ever wants to have a woman in his life and maybe has a couple sons or whatever. Otherwise, if you're living with a woman at all, no, I'm not talking about standing up peeing in a public place. Of course, use the urinal, or if you're at a man's restroom, kick the lid up with your foot and stand away. But in your own home, sit down, for pity's sake. What are you, a caveman?
You could sit on the urinal too, by the way. It's kind of a perfect little...
It is. I mean, it
little
is.
resting spot.
Should be done. But David Lee, I have a feeling that you stand in your house to urinate.
Well, 100% I do. But it's interesting that this email came through this week, because I am getting older. I am now 40. I'll be 42 shortly. And flow rate has gotten a little bit slower than it used to be. And I notice a dribbling effect that didn't used to be there. I used to be able to hit the toilet from 5 feet away and not lose a drop. And now I'm kind of standing over it, maybe scrolling my phone at the same time. And then I glance down and I'm like, how did I miss the toilet? I'm standing right over it.
Solve that problem. And not only solve that problem, do it as being thoughtful for somebody else, being thoughtful to your wife who, hey man, I care about you so much. I'm not going to have you sit in my piss.
I like how you're like gay men or men with children where there's not a woman in the house, as if they don't care about cleanliness.
They may not care about cleanliness or may care about cleanliness, but they also can all stand, right? Like you could have a designated, hey, this is our pisser and that's our shitter. Yeah. In that scenario, right? Where if you're with a bunch of other dudes and or if your gay husband is unrelenting, if he's like, I'm not going to sit down, then if you can't beat him, join him, right? I'm not going to sit in your piss then, so I guess I'll just piss all over the seat too. But it's not clean. Like I'm saying, full on. And what's the point of not sitting at home? Does somebody feel more like a man? Is somehow standing in the comfort of your home manly? You're already a big baby in the comfort of your home. You have like a soft little...
In my head, without really analyzing it like I am now, standing was convenient.
How's it, especially if you're scrolling your phone, how's it any more convenient than sitting?
It's not, now that I think about it. But yeah. If you're going to stand, all you have to do is unbutton and unzip. Whereas if you're sitting, you have to drop trow.
That's true, but let's be practical. How high are you keeping your pants when you're standing? I mean, are they like just right there? Do you like unzip the zipper and snake it right through?
No, it's unbutton, unzip, so it becomes a V, and you can then splay out over the V. But the pants stay on the hip.
But okay, so I'm going to say though, if like the effort of pant over hip
is the deciding factor,
plus the comfort and ease of sitting, is to me sitting is an absolute no-brainer in the house.
Yeah, I'm kind of sold at this point, but again, it's more related to the flow rate situation where I used to the mouth of the toilet was a giant target for me. Like more size of a target than I needed for 38 years. And now I'm realizing it's not big enough. Like it's strangely hard to hit now.
Yeah. And so imagine every time you're missing, do you just look at it and think, dang it, now I got to clean the floor?
No, I feel bad for whoever's coming next that has to clean the floor. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't think I hit the floor. I hit the rim. And then maybe that splatters onto the floor.
But standing, again, this is comfort of home and or guests. Also, any guest's home, right? Any guest's home with women. If you're going to your gay friend's house, then stand and pee away. But any home that has a woman inside, do the right thing.
Okay. I may be a convert here today.
Yep.
Good. Transitioning into the sitting phase of my life.
Give it a go. Give it a week. Let's talk about it next week.